Away in the north of Norway lie a series of islands, divided by icy fjords, littered with snow-capped peaks, and stunning views as far as the eye can see. The perfect location for a Nordic road trip. Our Nordic road trip started in Harstad, in the north of the Lofoten Islands. After picking up our rental car, we quickly headed south. With only a few hours of sunlight every single day, and my unfamiliarity with driving on the right-hand side of the road, we wanted to make it to our destination before nightfall. The stunning views, however, made it difficult not to stop and snap some quick shots along the way. Throughout the 5-hour drive south, there were regular reminders of the importance of fishing to Norway and to Norwegian culture. We saw a number of salmon farms such as this one scattered along the coastline during our drive down south. After driving past endless peaks on roads covered in ice and snow, we finally made it to our first location just in time for sunset. Eliassen Rødbø, a beautiful group of fishermen's cabins located in the shadow of one of Lofoten's many commanding peaks. These quaint fishermen's cabins with their iconic red paint would become a mainstay during our road trip through Lofoten. The contrast between the red of the cabins and the white backdrop with just a splash of blue from the icy fjords made for some stunning imagery. We spent our first day here taking in the surroundings, not having to go far from the cabins to enjoy this winter paradise. With views like these from our cozy cabin, it's a wonder that we went outside at all. We took advantage of any gaps in the heavy snowfall to venture outside and take some shots of the surrounding mountains and fjords. With only a few hours of daylight to hand, we had to make use of what little time we had during the day. As the days faded into long evenings, we had plenty of time to plan our nighttime shoots, with the northern lights being the main reason for our visit to Lofoten. The weather had other plans for us. Great success. Managed to fish out the GoPro that's been in the icy fjord for 2 whole days. This is where it was down there. It's actually frozen. I haven't checked if it works yet. Hopefully it should. Maybe the battery's like completely fried, but it should work. Massive thank you to the guys that helped me fish this out. We're going to put their profile on the screen here. Go and check them out. Amazing time helping me get this out of the ice. You can literally see the ice in the water. We've had an amazing first couple of days of this Norwegian road trip, staying here at Eliassen Rødbø in Hamnøy. Everything about this place is just so scenic and beautiful, from the crystal clear blue waters to being in the shadow of this incredible mountain. This place is just so special. Not only is this place incredibly picturesque, it's also so tranquil, and you can go the entire day without seeing another person. You can spend hours by the window in your cabin with a cup of hot chocolate in your hand, watching as the sea ice floats down the fjord. Now, the northern lights have been teasing us over the last couple of nights, and there's been a lot of cloud cover, but I managed to get some cool time lapse of the northern lights behind the clouds. When I'm waiting for that really clear sky, we can get some amazing images of it. We've also been messing around and experimenting with some double exposure photography, which isn't a technique that I'm particularly familiar with, but Chess is very good at it, and we've been getting some really creative images out of it. I honestly can't get over how beautiful this place is, and the contrast between the red of these traditional fishing cabins to the white of the snow and then the crystal blue of the water here makes for some incredible imagery. There's only about 4 to 5 hours of daylight at max every single day, so I'm always trying to juggle what type of photography I want to do, whether it's time-lapse with the big camera or putting the drone up or vlogging, and I'm just trying to figure out what to do at what time. But I managed to get some really cool imagery of this area, especially today with the drone as well, when the lighting was just perfect. There's a great golden hour. Got some really cool shots. Tonight is our last night in this particular spot, so I'm hoping that the skies stay clear like it is now and the northern lights come out for some great imagery. This is definitely the most picturesque accommodation or hotel that I've ever stayed in my entire life, and being able to see the fjord and this incredible mountain range straight out of the window from the cabin is just incredible. While we had high hopes for our last night at Eliassen Rødbø, the clouds rolled in and thwarted our attempts to photograph the northern lights. While the clouds made for dramatic imagery of the mountain peaks, it was a little frustrating not being able to get clear images of the Northern Lights. Despite the clouds, we had an amazing stay at Eliassen by the side of the fjord. After an incredible first taste of Lofoten life, we were excited to see what the rest of our trip had in store. We packed up, ready to head to our second location. But not before making the quick detour to the famous Hamnøy Bridge to take pictures of Eliassen from this iconic viewpoint. We set off towards our second location, 3 hours to the north, making a pit stop at a spot that's been on my bucket list for years now. Located on the small sleepy island of Henningsvær, this football stadium is iconic and is known around the world. I've wanted to capture drone images of this stadium ever since I saw it on social media years ago. The crashing waves just mere meters away from this football pitch definitely make it one of the most unique and iconic in the world. We had just enough time to capture a few more drone images before we were inundated with more heavy snowfall. We continued our journey north in search of more spectacular views and the Northern Lights, which had so far been elusive.